Um, okay, it's telling me they're having problem connecting me to Facebook for some reason. So let me see if I'm on Facebook yet. I don't know why they're having problem. So let me see how that is going to work. Um, oh, I'm there. So that's okay. All right, that is okay. So we're going to go ahead and continue. All right. If we're cut off, then we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Now we're gonna be talking about Bobby Wan's family. We're gonna talk about Uganda. All right. And we're gonna talk about Liberia. I know today a lot of people are out here. Oh, you shouldn't say anything. You should say everything positive. Um, Talking positive does not change where the nation stands. Okay, that's what we will call perception, and reality. That's cognitive dissonance. Okay, you are saying this is it and this is it, or you're blindly saying let's just lie our way through, lie till we can get it done. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's precisely what you are saying. When you have trash in the back of your house, all right, it does not automatically clean itself. By you covering it or not talking about it or hiding it does not change what is there. You know it's there. Okay. I want you to see this picture. This picture right here. This picture right here. This picture right here, people of Liberia. This picture right here should X us as a nation. This picture right here. This picture right here should make us wake up as a nation. All right. That picture right there should make us wake up as Liberians if we are not up. All right. It needs to. It needs to. Here's why. 8 years ago, we had Dr. Emmanuel Dolo on here, who has served under the UP-led government almost at the end of the term. And as a psychologist, okay, who had dealt with school system and young people, I think he was cut off for that job. When he started studying to find out what was happening to Liberia, what has happened from the war, okay, and he found out during the last 6 years, almost 8 years of the leadership that's supposed to have been the one reconstructing a nation, were actually helping to continue the destruction that were happening in the country. Those that were in position of power, they will buy a motorbike and give it to Liberian children. Or when there's a friction between they and the community duo or young people, they just hand them over. Chris Massacre led that, okay, who was the police director. And what they would do is they would take these children to jail and they will molest these children. Just as Thomas Edrich told us the other time that he was raped in the government custody. And people were saying he was lying, he was joking. What we are seeing in Liberia today, you know, and I the one who talking. The UP people know how to do propaganda. Okay. They know how to do that. They do. Here is why. Under their leadership, kids were being raped, young boys, and they would not talk about it. They were coercing young people in the name of jobs, salary increase, and scholarship. We have not dealt with that. A lot of young people were very happy to vote for CDC because they thought their life would have changed. Because we could relate. I'm going to move this picture. Again, y'all keep a mental picture of this. These 7 young men right here, gang rape 1 young man. These 7 young men right there. So you already know they say hurting people hurt people. If you look closer and have an interview with these young people, they will tell you, most of them will tell you, I can bet on it at least 60% I will be accurate, that they were either molested or they have been molesting people. They range from what? 40+ year old to just a young adult, I think 21 or 22-year-old. 7 of them. How nasty, how wicked, rape 1 little boy. Okay. Now, we have a director of NSA, the security apparatus, the highest security apparatus in Liberia. Head raping boys, young boys, underage. When the people talk, and we are still trying to find out where are the rest of the people who molested the 16-year-old boy. Why are you hiding them? Why is the country hiding them? Okay. And where it's sad is today, I see Liberians all over the place. They want to sell their country. I want to sell my country too. Okay. ASPI, or I shall speak, okay, has security, has presence. His nation built him. The United States built him, educated him. Yes. It didn't matter where he was born. You know, even with the hell that is raining down in America. All right. Other people weathered it before, and they brought it to where it is. We will weather it. We will. Everybody will not die, but we will. All right. Now, you want me to talk past today? But yesterday, I saw a woman my age, 57-year-old, that hard time make her look like she was 85-year-old. And a 57-year-old on the road, look at me from looking for food, is raped in broad daylight by a 24-year-old. This woman fought him. A baby was there watching him rape his own mother. A 24-year-old. That's my age. I have a daughter, 25. I have a son, 32. I have a daughter, 38, and another one, 19. What an abomination of shame on the country. And this lady said, I'm mad. I want the government to do something. Nobody has spoken to this woman. You can't hear, where is the gender ministry? Where are the police? You know, when I stand here and talk and I tell people, the people who we put in power, in a position of power and put in charge of our resources, they and their children should be held accountable, because those who benefit directly are the offspring. They get the advantage. Now they call themselves nipple baby, nepotism. Okay, babies. They get on an unfair advantage. That people ruin the country and watch other people's children ruin. Then we say, oh, you can't transfer guilt, you can't transfer crime. Yes, you do. But then you'll come back and tell me your power believing. Then God say, if you bless me, I will bless you. For what, 10 generations? But if you curse me, I will curse you for 4, because I'm a good God, so I will be merciful. Who gets, when I listen to Yoweri of Uganda said when he was being interviewed internationally, and when a gentleman asked him, sometimes do you feel frustrated and feel that you people don't appreciate you? The people you think you work hard, they don't appreciate you. He said, I'm not working for them. I'm working for my children and my grandchildren. That's what he said. That's precisely the way he said guys were in the kitchen today. So on the table is Bobby Wine and his family, the head of Uganda government, Liberia, and United States, respectively. Cognitively, there's something wrong with us as African. You know, I got up this morning. Hey, Brother Joe, I got up this morning and I pulled 24 African nations with 24 faces. I pulled 50 nations with one president, United States, one embassy, one passport, different driver license, same requirement. Now the question I begged an answer is, I was on a post like 2 o'clock this morning, and somebody wrote there and said, the Casablanca group betrayed the possibility of Africa becoming a unified nation. And I wrote there, please correct that. Those who sabotage the unity of Africa was the Moravia group, led by William V.S. Todman. That was his group. They call it the Moravia Bloc. The Casablanca Bloc was led by Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, who wanted them not to leave until they make an agreement. And that's how America did it. When those people went to Philadelphia, they locked them, I said they're not leaving until they come to an agreement. They will fix it wherever way, up or down. They will fix it and they will leave as one nation. And that's what they did. Because some of the founding fathers thought the moment they leave, it was going to be over. The South were raging. Many things were on the table. Yeah. William V.S. Todman, 27 years as the president. 27 years as president. He died in England. He didn't die in Liberia. He died in England. And I know why every time I talk, I make people mad. The essence of me talking is for all of us to retrospect and for introspection. Check back and check within ourselves. Go back, then look within yourself. Why are we like this? Why are we Africans scattered all over the world? Why? My job, my goal here is to inform, and you can come, we can have the conversation. As a student of history and as an educator, that's my job. I love having to talk about this. You know, this week, and I'm going to continue to talk about it, Joelle Howard Taylor lost her son. He was on drugs for a very long time, but she had the resources. She took him out of Liberia, sent him to Ghana. I think he got cleaned up. We learned he went to school. He came back. I'm sure he had a position somewhere in Liberia that was quiet. And everybody running up and down. While I strongly believe that no parent should bury their child, my hope is that those lonely nights when my former vice president tossed and turned what she could have done differently, that she remembers our grandmothers who lost their sons, my uncles, the little children who lost their mothers who children will never grow up. They will never see them to get married. This is not being helpless. I'm a mother. I lost a child before, but I watched my grandparents suffer for the loss of their children, my town for the loss of their children. Until we can freely have this conversation, we're not ready to change. That you think I'm talking about it because I'm wicked, because I'm cold, because I'm revengeful. No, I'm not. I feel her pain. I lost my child 5 months pregnant. I still remember when he was due, when he was going to be, when he was born, when he was going to be 1 year old, when he was going to be 2 year old. By now he would have been 18. He would have been graduating this year. I remember every day. Every day. So just understand the child that you have nurtured, you have raised, okay? And maybe have given you grandchildren, and you just watch them like brick. It has to be exceptionally painful because I watched, even when my brother died, I watched how much weight my mother lost in one day. How her face changed. Now, how do we build a better nation? I am watching Liberian government break down homes, temporary homes. You know what those are? Zinc shocks for poor people, the businesses, and those who support. The very people who, when CDC were doing the same thing yesterday, they were mad about that. There they are, backing it. They need to clean the streets. You know how other nations have done it? Who are you building the road for? Is it for strangers? And I keep hearing, for tourism, for tourism, for tourism. Great. Can you first build a nation for the people who own it? That they can live in it? Is it possible to do that? That would be the first thing. Before Singapore became a place of destination for business, that's the first thing Lee Kuan Yew did. He devised a plan. What was the plan? He wanted his people to get out of the ghetto, to get out of using borehole. So he built the same way it's been done in Burkina Faso. That's how you transform a nation. The people that hire you to solve their problem, you create more problem for them. Liberia got land. Liberia has money. I see y'all popping your hand. European Union just give us $20 million. Take the $20 million. Go to the Mangibi area. Build a nice units. Okay? The houses that you're about to break down, those who live there, take account of them like we did doing stuff during the relief time. And put them in categories. Parent with 2, 3 children or 4 children. Okay? Have the men, the young men, hire the young men with people who are experienced to build their own house. You provide the material. So you build a 2-story houses, apartment, living area upstairs, dining area downstairs to save space. So if you get a quarter of a lot, you put 2 houses there. Liberians know how to live together. They live in the estate. Make sure there are rules there, how to clean and all of that. That building, those building, it will create skill set. It will not only create skill set, they will have vested interests because they're building it with their own hands. You can build them side by side with a low space to park the bicycle or the car, a low backyard for the children to play. You can build a few subdivision with a community playground. Okay? If you build 500 homes, what's that say?
It's not for me.
What's not for me?
That's a water bill.
Okay. They were feel proud that they done that. And not only that, if you build, I would not even say 500 homes. Because we build 500 homes and minimum, okay? And that's even better, 500 homes. If you build 500 homes, that's at least 1,500 people in that community, a minimum. You can do a 2-bedroom, but 2-bedroom a place, a flat, a mixture, okay? Now, within that community, you can build a school, a library, a community center, a sports page. They say pitch, all right? Then you move those people. How many people in West Point? Is it 3,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 40,000? Take one group. The people in West Point, do they like the sea? All right? I drove right there in Monrovia, going to Sierra Leone. The beach is all over there. Some of your big people are going back there, buying those land and building on it. Go right back there. The reason that some of us live Lawrence, though, that I don't have to go downtown, except maybe I need to go to Saks to find something that I found online. Now that things are online for me, I like to try something on. Because most of the clothes are designed, or what I get, they're designed for white women. And I used to have a white woman shape when I was 105 pounds. Okay. Now I don't. I'm like a real black woman. Okay. And never wear. So I like to try my things on before I purchase. How do we build a stronger foundation? And there must be regulation, how we live in our community, to upkeep it. Like where my dad was born, the town my dad is from, okay? There was not a rule, but there was an understood rule that was unwritten. The people wake up in the morning, the first thing, okay, because of the dust, they go to the water side, they get the broom, they sprinkle water all in the dust for safety purposes and sweep. Before they go to bed, they tighten everything. The community is clean. When they wake up in the morning, they do the same thing. Wherever they didn't get clean up. If the fire under the fire has stayed on too long and the ashes is there, they take it to the, we call it dump site, and they carry it there. The town was clean. Even the town, we and the pigs used to play outside, that they were not in cage with a jacket running around. The town was still clean. People would pick the broom and pick out the good poo and the cow, all of that. The nation will never develop ahead of these people. And if it does, what's going to happen is you are going to The people are going to go extinct. The people living in that country will become extinct. The people you're building a nation for are not the people of the nation. That's where it seems like it is for stranger. Because you're pretend. Most of you pretend. We keep pretending. Like today, the young man I left from America to come. People say, don't take him to West Point. That's part of the Liberian experience. Why not? What are you ashamed of? Like you come to my house and I tell you I can't take you in the garage. Or I can take you in my other living room. It's open. This is this nation that we talk so nicely. It was funded for the free slave. No, it was a deportation. Instead of us being proud, we should meet each other halfway and build our nation and really build it. Now, starting next week, I'm going to come on at 12. So I don't overlap with SKTV. I didn't know we were overlapping. I think it's because of the time change. Okay. Today is school in Georgia. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm cooking and I'm still in the kitchen. Okay. I am still in the kitchen. So y'all know I haven't left yet. I'm still in the kitchen. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about here is, and I talked about these young people, like these young people, these boys. They're not just boys, they're men. You got 36-year-old, you got 43 years old. These boys rip one boy. These men. The youngest is 21. The oldest is in his 40s. And I don't see any outrage in my country. I don't see these people, the UP-led government, the CDC government, who lie on a man who have been married for over 40 years, almost 50 years to his wife. Okay? Have worked all his life. Okay? So to get to where he is, they were running around. Mr. Cummings are gay. We don't need gay people in our country. We don't need people who he have been Liberia. Straight on. Okay? More than 10 years, more than a decade. Never he need mention. But guess what? They were running around. All right. I can tell you about Chris Masakwe. His name have come up. I can tell you about what his name? Nyatwayen. Yes. Y'all need me, y'all want me to name most of them who name were in here. Okay. What your name? George, what your name? Warner, the one that was at the Ministry of Education. Okay. And I can go on and on and on and on, but I'm going to stop here. Allegedly. I listened to a Liberian lawyer the other day who said she got on Facebook that using intimidation tactics. Liberian people say you can't go to court and get sued when you use the word allegedly. If it is alleged, it is alleged, ma. I know in Liberia, justice does not work. They only work for those who are in power. And we get that. But it's not a mechanism to intimidate people to say, oh, I'm not going to say because somebody said. If somebody told me that somebody is, it is like alleged, yeah. Especially if somebody say they did it to them, it is alleged. She ain't got nothing to say, but they say, Liberian people, take me to court. Now, I will also be asking, saying he said he didn't do it, the person says so and so, can you take a lie detector test? I will hire somebody from America to come to Liberia and give you lie detector test. Take me to court, and I will bring an expert to Liberia to give you a lie detector test if what the people say that lie. I can afford to do so. Now, let's continue this conversation. Okay. You were running out here with Alexander Cummings' name. But I don't see any of your outrage today, that your boys. I didn't see the outrage when Thomas Edrich was thrown in jail. And he passed out and said they have been raping him in jail and torturing him. I didn't see the outrage from Liberian people. Liberian people say, oh, he's showing up. Then, boom, we saw a little boy, a 16-year-old, from the NSA director, NSA assistant director, or whoever he is, rip, okay, rip, along with 3 men. They kept that young man for 3 days. I bet they drug him and kept him there and molested him. He came out with a whole intestine, a whole animal outside, laying down in JFK. The morning we got out, they say, oh, a 15-year-old boy was in Peter Bon Jala house, and he said his uncle sent to look for document, and some of his supporter came on there and said, oh, we found out the true rape case here. The boy laying down in the hospital. So let's just assume he took himself there. He's 16. Liberian people, he is 16. Watch my mouth. He is 16. He's a child. He cannot consent to sex with an adult. Just stop it. And that's why when I started the conversation, I came up with my Joelle Howard Taylor. Okay? Why my heart goes out to her as a parent. But it also has to do with empathy. I remember when she did an interview and said, although our people were murdered in cold blood, the children didn't do anything. I was a kid. My friend was shot right by me. That would have been me. And I saw the coldness, no empathy. No parent should bury their child, especially the way ours were killed violently. And he said, we're all offended. Yes, so we move with her. When the army were coming, all the amputees that were in Liberia, they put them in a truck and carried them and buried them alive. Those were people's children. They were people's children that you all gave drugs to. They were people's children that fought on your behalf. So you and your children can acquire the wealth that you acquire, the presence that you all have, the influence that you all have, the stage that was created for you. I guess they just can't afford it. That's where they were. They weren't casualty. They were just can't afford it. And the rape cases continue. A 57-year-old woman, broad daylight, coming from looking for food for her children. A young man, 24-year-old. Although she said no, grab her in broad daylight. I'm yet to hear our president speak to this. You're serious? 4,000 Liberian young people, old people, raped in 1 year under the UP-led government. And no talk, and the rape continued. He has become just rampant. Really? Now, I'm almost done talking, but let me say to y'all, I wanted to show you this. I've talked about the young people. Parents in your community, it's time to start having conversation with your children. There are no role models in Liberia. You are the role model. And folks, Your children are not greeted. Your children are being children. In my school, where I teach middle grader, 11, 12, 13 years old, they're all walking with the latest iPhone. The parents can afford to buy that. Even they can afford it, some of them, the parents will work 2 jobs to give it to them. Hmm? During Christmas, we adopted family who was struggling. We as teacher, they were voluntary. We didn't know who were adopting. They just put the card on the tree. You pick the card. They say this is so and so gift card amount. You want to do more, you do more, but this is the minimum. And we provide it for our children. Yes, people struggle in America. People got different struggles. Some the parents may be working. Some the parents may be sick and they can't work. And Social Security not enough to expand to where they needed to go. So they need that. So we did that. Mm? In Liberia, you pay taxes, but in Liberia, we pay taxes, but we don't get no tax return, no incentive. I pay taxes in my area. It provides for me security. It provides school, okay? A uniform school. Here is the difference. If because we're ahead, maybe a couple of weeks from school, when a child leave from New York and come to my school district, that child may be behind maybe a week or so. But the curriculum is the same. Maybe if you went to a private school, the major part of the curriculum is the same. Maybe that private school will have extracurricular activity that child will have. That when my kids went to a private school, for me, it was not big enough. I mean, the kids wanted to test to see how they were going to navigate, and they were exceptionally smart. So as they got older, I said, okay, the private school did not have enough amenities for me, for my kids to stay, all right? Because the public school in my area have band, have orchestra, have STEM. Then we have two set of STEM group, the Einstein kids and the, what the other one, the Einstein, there's the other one. Is that Newton or something like that? We have those groups. They have peer leader, okay? And they have different kind of gifted, okay? They have basketball. So I wanted my kids to go to that. So it's not extra that I'm not pulling, pick them up from school, go get into a private place and go this with them, that it can be one-stop shop for me. And that's where my taxes go. And another thing in the United States, all right, I know in Holland or other places that pay maybe 30, 40% of their taxes, they get even more. All right. This few days, they told me they're going to be, they told us in the community, all right, let me get this stuff. I was trying to find a letter in here. You see right here? It's the Gwinnett County Department of Transportation. Okay. They're telling me they're going to come 6 months from now. They're going to be in our community. It gives you an opportunity to go to the city hall. In fact, I bet that plan started last year and it was put in the budget. Okay. And they're just giving a follow up that they will be putting speed bump in my subdivision. All right. They let us know. But if I have gone, because I usually go to the city council meeting where they do planning, how to plan the city, you have an opportunity to vote to say, no, I don't want speed bump. It's so long and it's majority rule, but we are part of the decision process. It comes from our taxes. You don't get up in the morning and say, we're going to break down everything. So we'll open the street, it will be wide. Where do the children go? Where do the citizens go? Let me tell you something. I came here in the early 90s. In the early 90s, when America got ready and decided they wanted to build a nation, change it, they needed a lot of engineers. And most Americans don't go to engineering school. Most Americans go to business school. They go to law school. Hmm? Just got distracted. The other day, I was talking to one of your planning minister. Called me soon in the morning. They were in transit. I know they call when they're in group. They were coming from Morocco and thinking because I can hear them, I'm going to bite them. I keep telling them the same thing, trying to tell me, oh, we got GSA or GSN taxes. We are the lower in the place. Sierra Leone got it. Ghana got it. Sierra Leone got mailbox system. What do you have? Because Sierra Leone has it does not mean Liberia need to have it. Because Ghana have it does not mean Liberia. What make you unique? Why is Singapore different from all the other Asian countries? Laos, North Korea, Japan, South Korea, Southwest, Turkey, Iran, Iraq. They're all different. You can't just look at people. Why do you look at other things that does not benefit the nation, keep it down, and then mirror it, but you can't mirror the good of other nations that you see? Why don't you do that? Because it does not benefit the big people. You keep taking, taking, taking. You say you grow the budget, just like the T5 school. Y'all know why they move for Nanikofa? They didn't move him because they thought he was corrupt. They moved him because he knew, all of them knew their own corruption. They moved him because to audit the Senate were going to expose them. Latifa, who came from setting plank to becoming a lawmaker. Who Tifa school existed in the budget before it was built. They put money in the budget and divide among themselves, including Jeremiah Kuhn. All of them, it was to cover themselves up. And the Liberian people always bought in because of their tribe. Yeah. You hear? Because it benefits them. That's what it is. You increase the budget, but guess what? You increase your salary. It does not impact the people. You bring in more taxes. You just came on. More taxes, but it does not trickle down. So ask other people how to build their nation. But before we end, let me graduate to this. And my question is, what's the essence? The essence of the African Union. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. This is Liberia. Let's see Liberia. breaking down houses. I'm not even gonna try to show you. I'm gonna show something out. I wanna show something out. What I want to show right now is um this is Yori's son, Museveni. Museveni. Okay. This is his son. This is his son that is calling people cockroach. We heard that before. Genghis Khan used to call people Bample. He would step on them. He died in the streets. He got so high and mighty, he forgot that there is tomorrow. He did. He forgot that there is tomorrow. This is Museveni's son. He would be about 10 years old when his father took over. His father makes sure he is the general of the army. He said yesterday Bobby Wine would never participate in government or would ever run campaign in Uganda. Now he built a kingdom. You see what power does? It makes you stupid. Y'all know when Charles Taylor was in power, his son Chucky decided he would kill anyone. He killed a cousin of mine who was a driver. Because there was a person standing on the sidewalk, and the person tried to dodge the person in Monrovia. He got down and pulled that boy out. The boy was from Senegal. Shot him in the head, broad daylight. Taylor's son, Chucky Taylor, shot him in the head while his pregnant wife was home because he didn't want to kill somebody. This is what power does. Power corrupts, but absolute power corrupt absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and continue this with this. That is your reason. Okay, there he is again. He's the army general. It's a family farm. And when I hear Africans say democratically elected, who elected him? Who elected him in his pa? Y'all know? Y'all know? Yesterday, they finally made their way into, I'm sorry, the same guys. They finally made their way into Bobby one fence that he built with hard-earned money. Okay. And what did they do? They literally broke down his door, vandalized his home, and left his family traumatized. That's Africa. And it's not only Africa, it's today democracy. It's where the world is headed to. A dog-eat-dog world. The strongest survive with muscle people. Today we just saw a young man shot multiple times live in Minnesota. But the more they shoot, the more people coming out. So they can kill them all together. Yes. The more they shoot, the more people are coming out. It is minus 30 degrees in Minnesota, and the people are still out. If it were what people in Liberia and the rain came, everybody would have ran and be gone. They will leave early and say, we just came from protesting. And I will tell you what, in the end, that's what's going to happen. People are going to die. People are going to die. And people are dying. There are about 150 people that we're told, we don't know how true it is, that were arrested and they can't locate, and the people they have on Alcatraz, I don't know how true it is. Here we are. Okay? Now they're disrobing people of their citizenship. People who serve in the UN Army. Okay? Denaturalization. You think, especially those in Liberia, instead of African leaders rethinking how to come together to build a unified front, to build their country, to strengthen themselves. You see anybody talking to South Korea? I mean, North Korea? Nobody not talking to North Korea. If Iran, they not have a nuke, by now we not invade them. So let me say to all of you, I'm gonna get up. I've been here longer studying. I'm gonna come on 12 instead of 1, because apparently that's when Sekou then come on. Okay. This is Bobbi Wan's wife, and she was beat up yesterday. She's on the air talking, but we talk about how to build a nation. You build the people, you empower the people will build a nation. We're seeing that happen in Burkina Faso. We're seeing that happen in Ethiopia. We see that happen. We saw it happen in Singapore, South Korea. You build the people. Saw that happen in Brazil with Lola de Sava. Go read his manuscript. Everything is out there. Go read it. I'll talk to you later. I'm getting back to my cooking. It's been real. God bless all of us. To the people of Minnesota, this is a fight of a lifetime. I think if not, we all will be enslaved. To get out of slavery in this country, Black people died. People died. And your so-called Christian Liberians who watch babies being killed, who watch parents being snatched, who watch people who pay their bills have committed no crime be lied on. And you live in this country. You ran away. Most of you on your application from refugee camp, you don't even remember what you put on there. Because most of us were traumatized. And you're on this Facebook masquerading to be a moral person. That's not what Jesus did not die for the moral. He died for the immoral, the immorality of the world. You're yelling about gay people. Your little boys are videotaping themselves, raping one another. Babies. And there's no outrage. Your sons are raping their mothers broad daylight just during the wartime. You have no outrage. The president don't speak. Gender don't speak. The security system don't speak. The lawmaker don't call anybody to question. But you're busy trying to advertise your country. Where you're advertising? Where you're advertising? The day somebody's daughter made mistake and leave their country and come to that country. And they get raped. You're already known for being barbaric. How about you fix the system? And people will come. How about you build the talent in your country? How about you invest in education, in knowledge, in specialization? What is Liberia known for? Besides extraction of the mines, raw material, what are you known for? Can somebody tell me what is Liberia known for? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. We're known for killing people, killing one another, rape, That's what we're known for. At least we're trying to put our name on jollof rice. That's what we're trying to do. What else are we known for? You tell us. What else are we known for? I'm gonna go. You have a good day. Bye, everyone. I'm gonna remove myself and I'm gonna let this stay. God bless us all. All right. No amount of advertisement will put you on the war front. You know why people go to Dubai? Because the people invested in a country. Because you're safe to walk the streets. Even with the stringent laws that you can do, and when you go, you work within the confines of. That's why people go to Dubai. You know why people go to Singapore? It's one of the financial capital in the world and strategically located. So is Liberia. Invest in the people will build their nation. America did that. When we had the factory year in the 90s and they could not find engineers, you know what they did? They hired engineering professors. And a lot of engineering, they brought them to teach the children. They gave people incentive to go into STEM, to go into those sciences. When you could not find nurses to teach, to continue, and most of the nurses that were here were facing out. And the baby boom were aging. Okay, that almost 40 years ago. And they needed those people now. They increased the paycheck and make it attractive for people to go into that particular field, nursing, or let's just say the medical field, the engineering field, telecommunication. Jobs paid for people to go to school. It is the responsibility, as small as Liberia is. LU look deplorable. How? But you'll say, let's just pretend. You'll have people who just talk. They have no idea. They read a book and they think that how it works. You must have vision. You must roll up your sleeves. You must invest in that area. That's the way it works. You have a good day.